And as we are talking right now, a lot is happening and a lot is still going to happen. Because with this news, there's a particular video I want to let you watch now, which is seriously, making me to be sad. But if this law that we are talking about is applicable to bandits, is applicable to northerners, I think it will have been a better thing. I think it will have been a better thing. Because if the law is meant for some set of people or a section, a kind of a particular section of a country, I think it's a serious case. It's a serious case. I want you to listen and watch this thing. Listen and watch this video. Because for now, I'm really, really sad. I don't even know what to say again. Because I don't know, when maybe fighting for freedom is now a crime now. When you are fighting for a freedom of your people, it's not a crime. That's why I say you have to watch this video first before I talk, because right now I'm not happy concerning this. Right now, please listen and hear this thing very well.
Whenever Nigeria as a nation is confronted with moments, actions, and events that pose great danger to its existence, independence, and unity, the judiciary stands firm as the stabilizing force of the country, guided by the wisdom, courage, and integrity of judges who serve within that arm of government. Terrorism, my Lord, remains one of the gravest threats to humanity. It is among the most devastating of atrocities in human history. As the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, the convict, through his broadcast on Radio Biafra and through the group Armed Wing, the Eastern Security Network, repeatedly attacked Nigeria and took active steps to desegregate the country. By the conviction of Nnamdi Kanu for acts of terrorism, it is clear that justice has been served to the thousands of innocent Nigerians who lost their lives as a result of the inciting broadcast and violent activities of the Eastern Security Network. Their blood of those who have died cries to heaven, and God in his mercy has given them justice. Justice has honored their cry. The families of more than 75 security officers who were murdered in the service of their fatherland will now find some comfort in this conviction. Those whose relatives were brutally killed and buried with equal soul of the order of the convict here have not died in vain, because justice has been done. My Lord, the record before these courts are replete with the losses suffered by citizens of Nigeria residing in the interstates of the Federation. Citizens who, through no fault of their own, were forced to live in fear, had their businesses destroyed, and were reduced to paupers as a result of sit at home orders issued by the convict and violently enforced by the commanders of ESN. Justice has today set them free from oppression and economic strangulation caused by the terrorist activities of the convict. The convict now knows that the law is greater than any individual. Therefore, justice has been done to him too. And that Nigeria has both the power and the capacity to punish anyone who, through deliberate, reckless acts of terrorism, seeks to divide the country by attempting to create the so-called Republic of Biafra by force out of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. My Lord, consequent upon the conviction, as nothing further remains but the lawful imposition of sentence. The punishment prescribed for the offenses in count 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6 is death penalty. Pursuant to Section 1(2)(h) of the Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act 2013, my Lord, with all sense of humility, I say, sir, as a prosecutor, that this court has no discretion in that regard, and that the only sentence that your lordship will impose for counts 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6 is death sentence. This court has the power to do so, and with respect must do so. The language of the act is clear, and the court is urged to apply it strictly without deviation. For the offense under count 3, relating to membership of IPOB, a proscribed terrorist organization, the punishment is imprisonment for a term of not less than 20 years, in accordance with Section 16(3) of the Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act 2013.
For those people that do not understand, maybe the audio, I don't know, maybe the audio is clear enough. In court today, if you see the way Nnamdi Kanu cried, he shed tears. I think the only thing that will be running in his heart is that with all these things I've done for my people, the Southeast people, is this how I will end it? With all these things I've done for the Igbos, is this where they want to put me? Did you hear the sentence? Count 1, 2 to 7. 1 to 7. 6 out of that count charges is death penalty, which all of us are praying for. That anyway, it's not going to be we are not praying for that. But a lot of people said that they said they want to right the wrong, that is why they want to start from Nnamdi Kanu. But what of the bandits that are invading people's territory? Look at what they do to them in Benue. Look at what they do to them in Jos. Look at what is happening in Kwara State. Nobody apprehended, nobody punished, nothing. It's not that, because some people that don't understand this now will say, hey, they are supporting Nnamdi Kanu, hey, they are supporting Igbos. What they are saying is that if you look at the law very well, you will know that there is part of that statement is also applicable to Yoruba agitators. That is why I'm bringing it, so that you understand. They said that anybody that want to divide Nigeria is punishable under the law, which is death penalty. You hear what he said. Let me play the video, the analysis. Let me play the analysis so that all of us will understand that there is fire on the mountain. Look at it. Nnamdi Kanu, he cried in the court. Look at it. He shed tears. I know many things will be running in his mind, in his heart, that look at the way he put the hand in the mouth, that is this how these people want to hand me? You can imagine. A lot of things that will be running in his heart. Now, look at the analysis. Because some people don't really let me play this analysis.
Terrorism-related charges. Now, on count 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6.
I hope you're hearing me. I beg, I'm coming. Let me quickly so that we can.
Basically, it's a death sentence, basically, right? 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6.
That's death sentence.
On count 3, it carries 20 years imprisonment. Then on count 5 years imprisonment for count 7, right? So looking at this, the prosecutor is now making made a submission that he should be on count 1, 2,
4, 5, and 6 as the law prescribes that Nnamdi Kanu should be given death sentence. Now, on count 3, that he should be given 20 years imprisonment, and on count 7, he should be given 5 years imprisonment on count 7. So if we put all this together, and I read what people are saying there, in the comment section, and the judge also made very clear that I think while he was reading count 2, 3, that he gave him enough time to get a defense lawyer when after he fired all his defense team. And at the beginning, I said, while I'm shocked, I never expected that, we will be getting to the point of, the question of death penalty. But one thing is very clear, that it is very likely, that I don't know, it's very likely that the judge may agree with the prosecution team. You know why I said this? If you pay attention, all the counts that the prosecution team presented, argued, the judge gave, basically agreed with the prosecution team. Now, in judgment, if you agreed within the trial, in judgment, I do not see any room for wiggle or maneuver. Even when allocutors was, given recent, now to Barrister Ejimako and his House of Rep, Ejimako yielded to the House of Rep, who made.
Hey guys, big news! Coke is giving out.
Also, I don't know what you think. And I'm going to do this. We may have to wait, stay here if you guys want, or we go and come back. So let me take your, how are you feeling? Because for now, I don't know how I'm feeling. Because
it's a very sad.
I didn't expect this. I'd already by 6 o'clock, I'll have, I see, is it then fair? Then our own phase of the agitation got to the level where it got. Why so many has also, I've also argued that the failure of the previous government to prosecute people like Asari Dokubo, Ateke Tom, and Tombolo, it's also because in their argument, the school of thought that if these individuals were prosecuted and, jailed, or not jailed, convicted, right? That if they were convicted and probably eventually as a political, negotiation tool and granted bail, certain things may have ceased that you will not see next generation carrying out with that. So if you ask me, I think this is what the government is trying to do, to send a clear message, be it north, south, east, west, we're not going to tolerate this, so you better stop. Now, and in stopping that, it then means a greater consequence, in my understanding, for those who now identify as IPOP member, especially those of you in the diaspora, United States of America, UK, many countries in Europe, that by this, by this sentencing today, or rather by these, judgments today, that it is going to be very clear that these countries are going to be told that Nigeria is reaffirming that IPOB is a terrorist organization. And by that reaffirmation, it has dire consequences to you watching me now, if you are a member. Depending on your job, many of you are work in places where you need high level security clearance. You got to be very careful because that can affect your job. If you're a nurse, that could also affect your job. There are some jobs, especially within the IT, where you need access to clients' data. It can affect your job. So at this point, caution is demanded. The choice is yours. Especially, you can also pray that the government stops here. If the government ever demands that those who have contributed monies to fund the ESN, if they ever demand that they prosecute them, that means you might be innocent, but you may have aided or I'm not saying, this is in the context of what has been decided today. It's not my judgment. I have no opinion. I'm just trying to look at it dispassionately. Having said that, in the comment section is the link for you to join me here while I take some of your.
Ṣẹ́rípó lágbára báyìí. Ó ní agbára ọ̀rọ̀ ti pèsè jẹ báyìí o. Torí gbogbo ẹ̀sùn tí wọ́n kà sílẹ̀ fún Nnamdi Kanu báyìí. Ẹ̀sùn ìyẹgi fún ló pọ̀ jù ńbẹ̀. Nínú ẹ̀sùn 7 tí wọ́n fi kàn án. 6 nínú ẹ̀ ló jẹ́ pé solution bẹ̀ ni pé kán yẹgi fún. Solution bẹ̀ nìyẹn. Now, one of the points tí judge prosecuting lawyer yẹn counsel yẹn sọ tó strike mind mi jù tó dẹ̀ ń bà mí nínú jẹ́ jù ó ní wípé anybody incite, anybody making an attempt to break up the country or to do anything is death penalty once they get to the person. And you know one thing is that because I know some people, some Yoruba guys say, into jeloyo, ọ̀rọ̀ Nigeria ò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Because if they succeed now from Nnamdi Kanu, it will not be during this Tinubu era. It will be when another government and Yoruba now come up again and say, Yoruba nation, no going back. It is that time. They will now come out again and say, you remember, somebody did that. And there is a particular law. Because you remember, you see all those laws with the way they are citing it. In Kirikan, they are citing it. That is where the main problem is. Me, I'm not really, talking particularly about what is going on now. But what will happen next after this Nnamdi Kanu judgment? There is, mind you, there is no country that survived 2 civil wars. That is it. Because nobody can tell. Nobody. Because, the issue on ground now, a lot of, I don't even know what to say again because it's a very serious issue. It's a very serious issue. Nobody is inciting anybody to, but a lot of, they are trying to suppressing the indigenous people. While some people are there carrying this thing and be going from one place to another, displacing the indigenous people. I think this time around, it should be the time that we need to focus more on how to eradicate terrorism. But if you are not doing that, and say people that are fighting for their people, they are not they are fighting for their people. That one you now chase after. I think, well, let's hear your opinion in the comment section anyway. You hear what the judges said. For those of you that are just joining us, you can watch the video from the beginning so that I'm repeating the video. What the judges said, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We have 7 count charges. 6 out of those count charges says that it has to be by death penalty. If they succeed in this one, what will happen next? For anybody that wants to come either for Yoruba Nation, for Niger, indigenous Niger Delta, or Biafra, or Middle Belt, remember, this is a law. Anyway, let me hear your opinion in the comment section. We are still waiting for the final judgment anyway. We are waiting for the final judgment. They will come back in the next few hours and they will, do the final. Then we're still going to bring it whatever they conclude on. But as at now, that is the standing now. So in the next few minutes or hours, whatever they say, I'll still bring it back. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe for more updates. This is iSync TV.